Have you struggled getting Syrinscape's sound effects and music to your remote players? Perhaps you've tried Discord but found the setup unreliable, and the quality is only good on Discord if you pay. Do your players' old devices struggle to generate Syrinscape's rich audio in that web player in their browsers? Or perhaps they want to listen on an iPhone or another mobile device? Or do you just really love the bulletproof reliability and styling of the Syrinscape Fantasy Player? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, and probably some other questions, I have something that you will definitely want to try. Long-time Syrinscape user and generally legendarily awesome guy Gwydion has built a thing called the RPG Audio Stream. It's a simple web-based app that does just one thing. It routes an audio source from your machine to your players' devices, simply and reliably. Keep watching for instructions about how to try this out yourself. If you end up using this in your games regularly, I suggest dropping a donation Gwydion's way to help him cover the costs of running it. There's a link somewhere attached to this video for getting that done. I'm going to do this demo in Windows 11 in Chrome, but if you'd like a demo on Mac or another browser or some specific thing I haven't thought of, let me know in the comments below and I'll get that done. Okay, I'm going to, in fact, give you 2 demos and you can skip forward to the one you need. Demo number 1 will be setting this up for the Syrinscape web player or Syrinscape Nova, so your players can listen to a direct, full-quality stream being created on your machine. You would do this if your players' devices are low power enough to stutter and break up trying to run Syrinscape's super fancy audio, or your players want to listen on an iPad or a mobile device or something else that's not supported yet by the web player. I'll do that one first. Demo number 2 will be setting this up with the Fantasy Player. You might do this if your own device is having trouble running everything that you're running and running the web player on top of that. Or, as I said before, you just really love the Fantasy Player and want to use that. For that demo, jump forward to
3 minutes 52
to see that. Okay, step number 1 is start up the Syrinscape web player or Syrinscape Nova and get some sound going. I'm going to use Syrinscape Nova here, so we're going to start some tavern sound and maybe a tavern band. Note the Syrinscape tab needs to be running in the same browser profile as RPG Audio Stream, which you go to by going to this URL, and here we have the little simple interface. Just a couple more steps. You can enter a channel name here. It'll be by default this room name there, but I might like to describe it a little bit more clearly, and your players will see that name when they go to their link that you share. We're going to have Share Browser tab selected. This comes selected by default, so you mightn't have anything to click there. And then we're going to go Start Audio Capture. Select the obvious tab here. We're going to go Share. It takes you to this tab and shows you that you're sharing this tab to this URL. All right, you can see the signal has been detected and is running. Thank you, happy little dancy audio meter there. Now you simply click copy player link and share that with your players. And I'm going to follow that link on my phone here and tap to enable audio. And you can see it's working on my phone. Fantastic. That's actually it. That's all you have to do on your end. Jump forward in the video to
8:28
to see what your players do, and there will be a few notes there that are the same for both setups. Now I'm going to show you how to set this up with Syrinscape's Fantasy Player, or the Sci-fi player, or in fact even the online player. It's a little bit more complicated, but not too much. First, do you have virtual audio cable installed on your system already? If you do, then you can skip to
5:57
right now. And if not, then I'll explain this first extra step straight away. If you do have VB audio cable already set up on your machine, you'll be able to see this in your Windows tray. Okay, let's get this simple, straightforward installation done. Google VB audio cable or go directly to vb-audio.com/cable/, which there's a link in the description. That's what I've done here. Choose between Windows or Mac, which should be a pretty obvious choice. Go to the newest package. Unless your operating system is super old, then maybe the older package might be appropriate. I'm not sure about the details of that. Find the download you want and click that. Save it somewhere useful and it will download. Find your download and extract all, find VB cable _ setup _ x64 and run that. Give Windows permission to run the install and then click install driver. Get rid of the thank you page, though actually I'd encourage you to make a donation if you want to this highly useful thing I have. Restart your system and note the default audio driver of your system might change to this new audio object, so you might need to change that back if you ever want to hear anything on your computer ever again. Right, you now have a sound output cable input called VB Audio Virtual Cable. You can send sound to here from any app and then use the audio input of the same name as a source, and it will behave just as if you had a microphone plugged into your system making the sound of whatever you're sending to that output, i.e. the Syrinscape Fantasy Player. Okay, armed with our virtual cable, we can now set up RPG Audio Stream to work with the Syrinscape Fantasy Player. Start up the Syrinscape Fantasy Player, or in fact the Sci-fi Player, or even the online player. Log in and all that sort of normal stuff. Start something to check the ambience is working. Sounds fantastic. Okay, go to the Windows tray, right-click on the little speaker icon and select Open Volume Mixer. That opens this settings dialog box. And we're going to scroll down and find the Syrinscape Fantasy Player here, fold out this little chevron, and we've got the output device. At the moment it's going to my default audio setting. We're going to fold that down and find Cable Input VB Audio Virtual Cable. Now Syrinscape's audio is being sent to that virtual cable, and I can't hear it anymore. You might later wonder why Syrinscape is silent, so don't forget you've made this setting, because you can change it in the future. And if you want to use Syrinscape in the normal way. Alrighty, go back to Gwydion's RPG Audio Stream. Set an input channel here. I'm going to call it Ben's Awesome DJ Stream, because that's what my players will see when they follow my player link. You can just leave it generic and they'll just get this name there if you don't give it a specific name. Alright, select Share Desktop /line in. You will need to give permission in your browser to share the audio from the browser. So I'm going to say allow while visiting the site, and that means it will now work. Once you've done that, you don't have to do it again. Now under desktop audio source, we want to select our fancy audio VB audio virtual cable input, because that's the one listening to the Fantasy Player at the moment. And when I click start audio capture, bing! I can see that there is a signal coming through. Fantastic. Thank you, wonderful dancy signal indicator. Now simply click copy player link and share that with your players and they will hear Syrinscape. Note, we're going to need to actually go to that site ourselves as well and hit tap to enable audio so that we can hear it too, since Syrinscape's audio is being routed into that virtual cable and not our normal speakers. This signal, though, is playing on our normal speakers and we're ready to go. Alright, what do my players need to do? Let's look at things from my player's perspective. You share that link with them. All they have to do is, in a browser, go to the player link and they will see this dialog here. They can put their name in for themselves. I'm going to call myself Player Bob, so my GM can see if I'm connected and see the quality of my connection and know they're speaking to the right person. I simply now click tap enable audio. The audio's live and I am hearing Syrinscape being piped through the interwebs. I can of course do that on a phone as well. Waiting for audio stream. Popping back to the GM screen, I can see that Player Bob is connected and has a green connection. Green means everything is A-OK. Orange means there might be a little bit of stuttering, and red means things are not great. Note the audio quality setting here. Stable is a great place to start. If things are less than stable, you can change to the lowest version of Data Saver, which is also useful if your players are paying for their internet via volume. Or you can try music, which gives you higher quality. I found that they all sound great. That's about it. Please ask anything and point out where this tutorial is unclear, and I'll do an edit and a re-upload if I can make things clearer, which is always possible, I imagine. Remember, you can always head to Syrinscape forums for help from the lovely Syrinscape community, and in fact communicate directly with Gwydion about this. You'll find some threads about this on our forum, and you can drop us a line at the support email on support@syrinscape.com for the most direct support from the entire Syrinscape team. However, you are getting Syrinscape's awesome, beautiful, immersive music and sound to your players. May your games always be fun, and may your dice roll well. Game on.